Okay. I felt the juice. Well, let me just say a couple of words. I'm Jonathan Silk, professor in the study of Buddhism in Leiden University, and we're very happy to have this opportunity today to welcome a visitor who will be introduced in just a moment. And now I introduce Dr. Bert Janse, and there you go.
Okay. So my name is Bert Janse, and to me, the honor of introducing Khenpo's Sodaji. So we are very honored here today to have the Tibetan Buddhist teacher and translator, interpreter, Khenpo Sodaji. And he is one of the main teachers and also administrators at Lodungar at Sepa, which is the largest and perhaps most influential contemporary center of Tibetan Buddhist learning on the Tibetan plateau. And he has been a pivotal figure in bringing Tibetan Buddhism to Han Chinese audiences in mainland China and also beyond. And this has been, he's been working tirelessly over the last 2 decades. He's also a prolific author, you could say, a bestseller of books on Tibetan Buddhism in Chinese, and he has an extensive network of Chinese students and devotees, and he is also very involved in philanthropical enterprises and spends a lot of energy on Buddhist outreach, especially among young people in Tibet and China. So that's sort of the topic that we're going to talk about tonight, the attraction of Tibetan Buddhism to young and urban educated people in China and beyond. Today is more of a question and answer session, things you always wanted to ask and never got the chance to. And I will try to interpret this and translate this as well as my possibilities. I will try. Thank you. So who wants to open up with the first question?
I can do that if
Yes.
others don't want to. Well, I would like to ask a question about context, which is that Khenpo is lecturing in, as we can see from your own website, for example, at a great many universities throughout the world. And I wonder if you would tell us why you think it's so important to present yourself in university settings.
Yes. Tanga de shitong parchir nitong gu yarman tani tanga so janak tani lopchangare ni nga tani chuchu zenar kacherewa chuchu mare tendan tani lopchangare ni tani de danshi zer kona jaga tani korang so shokzagando tani nge sana kachir onson lochong de so ina pe kange na sano tani ji chanre chulure ka na pe yaboyo re tendi ji chise de la jikin kanre nanjuk sone na te nga lopcha kanre danshi shinke yo na ngan role yense nge tani chuchu marashati de tani ngarang lapso ta jima dari lopcha kasakane na shozenke yo na nga kale tagme tani ngan rose tani jima te ta janok so yin na parchir nge te na ta janok na janchin parchir sumchi so so ne ta ngan raz ma to zema nga changma lopcha chimbo chomala tani korong so shokze tani shokze dikkan tari ang chi chuchu ngoman raz da shakyo mar da yana ya jikten kacha da ngarang ko samsar na ta tendan raz de shakyo te ma to zema ya chi gimsen chi omuri yo pa ta tenda cha mare korong so shokze di tani ro yo tani toron lopcha mayen ba ga tani amaram lopcha tanam jaram lopcha na ta te mayen ba ga ne chi zongkang dan lopcha chong timo so shokze na ya 저거요. 이나요 지금 토론 로자든 로시도 지금 망사선들 있고요.
So I started doing this, coming to schools and universities in China, starting in 2009. And when I go to these places, universities and schools, it's not so much teaching the Dharma as such, but it's more, talks and discussion. And I was initially invited to Chinese universities and schools, and I found that especially in discussing issues with the youth, be it about science or about religion, I thought them to be very bright, and it seemed very interesting. And I basically, from then on, I started being invited more and more to places around China, and I just thought, well, if I'm invited, I will go there. And this sort of grew from, being mainly in China initially to also outside of China. So basically I go to places where I get invited. These are not necessarily universities. They can be universities or middle schools or primary schools. And I also go, if I'm invited, I even go to prisons to teach. And it's often not necessarily speaking about Buddhism, but more about my thoughts on certain subjects or discussions or ideas that I may have. So it's basically, it's not that I have a specific aim in coming to universities alone, but I will just go when I am invited to these places.
Question. Should I ask in English or in Netherlands?
Whatever you like. Maybe in English, because then everyone can understand.
Oh, all right. How do people in China react to your teachings there, and also in relation to political issues?
nga ande nga chu ngama de kambon jingme phunso khongyen na tani zo chuluk zo 막 또 되면 tani khong chapter 된다 진제가 요 말에 tani nga chu larong 그 tani 야nak 걸로만 몸보즈 따따이나 tani 다 추추셔서 몸보 요래다 있나요 때라 지 다양 지 chapter 단제랑 아주 양 로랑 되게 caption단 로랑 되게 tani omugir 된다 차요 말에 된디 베나가 있나 shirtung 그 산지 출루 다 산지 출루도 있나 다리 지금 때라 지금 머르다나 차프다나 되니 야급 지금 ram라세요 말에 슬라이나야 그런 그 무조신이 반선 그 로랑시나야 된적 요래 대인디 되니 지 땅아랑 주 추추샤네 있나 자가 대마인바가 tene lotra jamba chondrone inna the chapter jira kurang chungone inna chapter jira yosane na ngate yang tari ge chapter zegido ta yang shograng soso ge yang moyer mombozo nare tendi ya ji stab de momdo tendi so de chustyangwa ge gogone tene the rolang shige da na chuchu shaje ta te moyer ge yen tene 지 가사강나 손에 있나요? 지 다음 무일 된다 요사이니나요? 지 쇼강다 넷답데 봄 맹거 된디 야나가 추추샤지나 데 대담 저런 조금에.
So just like Khenpo Jingmi Pinso, when he was teaching, he taught Buddhism and steered away from issues of politics. And we do now find that at Larungar, there's many Chinese who are receiving teachings, who are interested in Buddhism, and I happily teach them, but I don't have any aim of influencing them in any political way. And that's also generally the message of Buddhism, that when you teach Buddhism, it's not about ethnicity or nationalism or political issues. It's more having a discussion about religious topics, things that are interesting for us. So also when I'm invited to universities, whether I teach Dharma or when I go to universities or schools to teach, then I try to stay away from the political discussion, just because it is not fitting. It's something that is not my aim. Yes.
Often people we hear people talking about influence of Hinduism in Tibetan Buddhism. Even certain God and goddesses have been incorporated in Tibetan Buddhism. How do you explain influence of Hinduism in Tibetan Buddhism?
Tandi yagarna ngama go khanda chulu yore. Shona khanda chulu go lorjin gare latte yone na ngatsu sanje chulu da nikano tani ta khanda chulu go yin rawo tani parchir lo samtung yarmar go lorji osa mambo yore. Shona yagar go chulu tela chulu mambo se yak tela ya tramze chulu da na tani ta khanda chulu nankar ge yang tela khoina ngotsu yang chire ba go chulu na na tani chulu mambo se yore. Tati noni perna nga susang ngak na yoni tani ta jurwa tong jurwa devjin da hadang hamu rangjin jikten ba ga ji nang chil dan thumba na ra tinrang gare yo re tani gare zena tangsang ta nga chu yanak chungni ne na gare gte ze yo re tani boygin nang tan de parchir ta khanda chulu ke sara shan ji yongsa yana tiga jiga nangdun rabotin razu shi dana chayo sareze dana tani ngare da yanak tani jimjig batso ina ngare tinra sig yore ina yang tate jagar ga chulig dana te koronso namba yang jamare tejen dati nangdun yang tari manjawa mambo yore nge kale shayo.
So, if you look at the history of Hinduism compared to Buddhism, you could say that it has a longer history, perhaps at least 3,000 years. But of course, within what we call Indian religions or Hinduism, then there's also different, different sections. Usually, you have Brahmanism. You have then in Indian religion, you have Jainism, and so on. So it's difficult to point to one thing, but it is indeed true that especially when you look at tantras, Buddhist tantras, you see, and then in the ritual or in the description of the appeasement and liberation rituals, then there's lots of descriptions of gods and goddesses who have the appearance of Indian or Hindu deities. And there has been some scholarship, the scholarship I know of Chinese scholars who say that there is, at least the outer appearance of these deities have been basically imported, adopted from Indian religions. But it is one thing to talk about the appearances of these deities, and another to talk about what they actually represent, the actual meaning of these.
Tate mandrasa da kare yorzena jagar ke chulung rozina tene ta perna wanshik ba chulugina tene korong gati ndochak te takar ke ta wanshik ba yoro 다 원칙바 출렁드제나 때네 파르체와 다르 단 노처였나 노처 타कर 그 람선바 대랑 문정가 요서래 때네 가초 때네 회나 다 상가 거는 그 하당 하모고 또 야빔 종줄 다 티모요노 되나 시르타르데 있나 또다 포모거나 바즈요래 때네 다때 낭 타르데나 때네 다 노처제거래 때네 상와르타르데 있나 다때 노처더 다 멜롱 타베 이시 멜롱 타보 이시 제이다 더요래 되네 양상 타르데나 셈징오 기와메 바 다 템송거요래 다 샘궁고 시험에 봐 샘궁고 곡사라 댄송고요 동화다는 되니 곡사라니까 종든지 봐 댄송고요 다때인데 대지 다 낭철 거wan도 셴이나 다래 거나 지금 야연 종저가 하늘을 티모요 나라는 동무마가 다 샘궁고 시험에 봐 동화다는 되니 가밤에 봐 곡사라 되니까 종든지 송고 팀 촌돈 잠막도 좀 되니 배나 녀몽와랑 람천 바다는 녀몽와 랑가와 된다서가 원성게요 말에 되니 그런데 가수 때다 상행 그 적는 거 종lik 때 야와서도 심직시에는 되니 다 야그르게 출력다 나페 되니 자체산에 만져서 하장 침보도 요거요래.
Now, for example, where you see the differences is when when you see, for example, something that you have in Shaivism is the sexual union, and you have that similar imagery in Tibetan Buddhism as well. In Tantric Buddhism, you have the imagery of a couple or deity in sexual union. And then there are different levels of explaining this. So on the external level, it would seem like it is an expression of desire. But then when you look at it from a Tantric Buddhist perspective, then it is, it's not necessarily desire. So there's different levels again. On the first tantric level, then you say, well, this is a representation of wisdom that is like a mirror. When you go on an even more subtle tantric level, you say that it is a representation of the nature of the mind, which is unborn, and also the union of the nature of the mind and emptiness. So we talk about different levels here. It looks the same, but then when you go to the deepest meaning, when you could say the actual meaning, then what it represents is the union of unborn nature, true nature of the mind, and wisdom and emptiness in unison.
We're here at the university, and he's also teaching at a university, and to follow classes here we need to have certain prerequisites. So I was wondering if you could say what the prerequisites there are to enter, for example, meditation 100. At the university at Sekalaringar, if they teach how they go about that, how they prepare the students for meditating, or if they directly learn that as like the first thing. And then the other follow-up would be to ask him to tell us what he would tell his meditation 101 class on the first day.
Got it. Nga tsum lopcha chimbo na inna tani ngone yang ta charkyen mongbo zu go rawa de sharshok jerko inna da napchok jerko inna da parchir chikba chikyan rekn do. Tani nga tsu larung gar ne yang ta shirna gum ja de la rimba mongbo su yore. Ina ya 치 곰기 레 당보와제 고난라고 곰고 달 망제 더니 다 대초인네 나지 차킨 침보도 매잖아요 저그래 더니 가서 라룬거 그더니 다 조바 침보고 곰 베나 다 착쳤다는 더니 토르그르서 된다 곰이요래 다 된다 곰 고네 있나 고네 지 가서 베고는 범가 속에 있더니 베나 처음 테르다는 잠루 샘킷 만들 더니 이기야 다 된다서 또 오늘 범테를 납치 담방 오늘 누르고래 더니 다때 마엠바 그 양의 지 베나가 솔라롱 가르네니나 랑클 그지 게닌 그 돈바 다리 그 드네 자와 주 창anga 된다 다 용시즈 막도 뭐요 말에 드네 때막도 창마다는 드네 랍트 정화 드네 안에다는 잡아 기스르 게노 연축근인데 드네 때 돈바가 온드시네나 돈바가 차 돈본을 저거래 드네 지 추 냠랭게나 로 몽본을 차대zo 드네 조칭그 드네 다지 곰 토름 그때 곰텔라 때려zo 다리 쳬쳬쳬레 드네 랑클게 다 지 슈바 그때네 곰 조칭그 다 곱서다 착쳤다 된다 곰 통보이나 된다 다 테마타도 곰 쳬지 소리요 말에.
So to enter university, there's a lot of things that you need to have, and there are lots of conditions that need to be present, and this is probably the same in the East as it is in the West. But then again, in the same way, in university you have many levels. In Ladungar you also have different types of levels of meditation, and perhaps as a beginner, beginning meditation and without high objectives, then you probably don't need so much of things. But it really depends on what you want to do. So if you aim to do certain meditation sort of practice in Dzogchen, serious practice, then you need to do the preliminary practices of 5 times 100,000 of taking refuge, bodhicitta, the 100 syllable mantra, prostrations and mandala offerings. So these then are requisites to do those type of practices, meditations. And then, of course, to stay in Ladungar as a layperson, it is helpful to take the upasaka vows, so the lay people vows, and then you have different levels. You become ordained, become a nun or a monk, and then you have vows that you keep to as well. And then, so people practice in that way. And of course, if you want to do higher types of meditations or more advanced meditations, then you need certain instructions. And as said, these preparational practices. And then that sort of prepares you for meditation.
Penanga ngama de larong garna tonde tene tang tangbo tene ta kambo jingmen 번속거 tene dzogchen go chut de gom de songre de gom de song de tang tangwo nga bonga darin bonga ya hasu some de tene ti trawa ton ma song tene pe rosamda inayang dare to ma song tene yang tan niba de kare zena tene khor go chepchen go wang yore de wang de to ma song tene wang de nga yarkha tene yarne zi ki tene song tene yar ton de wang song char song yang wang to ma song tene tang simba de zo de gomya de wang zer ko nan ra de chu de top song re de ni na yang ran khar ko tene chi chan thom bo go de gom de top la moda le la bon zi yo mare 당분 봉가메라 니바데 왕 요보 토마소라 왕 마토데 양능 츠마소레 데네 탕선바나게 다른 봉가 또 데네 다른 왕 초마양 톱사디 데네 탕선바데디 집전향 특 데네 디 적친 거 츠르와 데 곰 정하데 데네 톱송.
So for example, back in Ladungar, Jimmy Pinto used to teach Dzogchen to people. He used to give the instructions. But the first time he did this, I had not done the preliminary practices. So I had not done these 500,000, 5 times 100,000. So I didn't get them. Then the second time he gave them, the second round he gave them, I had not done the initiation. I had not gotten the initiation. So again, I could not get it. Then the third time around, I was able to finally get these instructions and then practice on them. But that goes to show that it's not an easy process.
Tene tari che chwa ni ba de le tangbo wa go tene samtung go kan je shi na par che de tene nam na chuden nam na zo go chuden yo ra de ne na tangbo tari kanwa tari ji chong cha je kanwa tene shir ni kam nyam jik zeng je da na tene ga tsi ya di si zhang wo zo je tene tari ke da reng ge tari zhen ba tari den shok zi zhong sarang gu je tene natse la ta je tene chi tse kango la ya ra chi tse de kango la ta je tene chakba zhong zi mar lo da je ge ta na tene da shira gyap chola dis korean da tenja zoni na tene ta nga su khasan derang ge tene swangten chama ge gomtang de yeng ge yo re na lutra chembo mambo zikane na zo tari lim nyamjari dan dan drab gom go re ta tinja ini na ta ga li chang na za chang na sem chang ta ga sem chang na tani ta narwap ta na tani de ga mo zum jong yong zai tak song go te ini na tani thomar ta ga sang tong gom ba sadang se na ya ta parchir tari namna chudeng ga ta gom go ji ta na ta ga sem archich chig da ta ga nyamran jog yo ta te zo lo tu she yo re.
But then for the second part of your second question is, as a beginner in meditation, then perhaps you begin with sitting the right way. And the way of sitting is the 7-point meditation posture of Vairocana. And that is basically sitting in the lotus posture, or sitting cross-legged with your right over your left palms, that you have your arms or your shoulders straight and a little bit apart, that you have your head a little bit bent forward, that you rest your eyes towards the tip of your nose or slightly beyond, that you have your tongue on the top of your palate, curled on the top of your palate, and as last that you are not leaning against something, but you're slightly forward bending. And the idea of, so this is the type of posture that we teach to everyone who is learning how to meditate, concentration meditation. And the idea is that if your body is straight, then the wind energies are also straight. And if they are straight, then your mind it's easier for your mind to focus. And the initial idea of this type of meditation is that you are able to focus your mind on something, one pointedly. So this is the meditation starts with this posture. So we teach this to people who begin.
The question to you is, there are many different socio-economic systems in the world. The question I have is very short. Do you think a socio-economic system can make you sick, or can you only make yourself sick?
Socio-economic systems.
Tate niga yoresan. Ngatina chikto ngatsu masoso ga rang ga lipo ga na tani nan raman rata na dungun raman ra yong jito so de ta ngatsu nawa chulu bai na sanji ba ga zani na so jiwa ngama ga yang tani jikin mambo dam jer yore tani tsendi korik da na shutsu tani charke ngbo parjur de zo yang jera mambo su cha yore tani ta chikdo 다 환주기 가서 그 대탕 있는 자가 되니 나차 있는 자가 또 참마때 되니 조용레제나 저 파치 연사 말에 옛나양 가선대랑 잠올는 거 되니 조도 다 폐기인데 여러 자친 조용디 되니 지 랑숑 감고 다 코리 돌로 라만자조 되니 디 톤제 조 참마도 서로 공동시이다나 되니 참마든자제 되니 던자지 기론디 되니 처차다나 대준도는 다 자만자가 되니 당상 랑숑 감고 되니 추니다 몬텀바가 내일 몽보즈 제가 요래 대인데 오늘 다 파르치르 주 흔한데 사천도 소이나 nga 단어에나 배 10분 정도 가르잖아 단직춘 몽보 요금도 와 네 종질 몽보 때는데 이나야 강화 몽보 서클 레지다는 텐다 조페 뇽뇽을 렌도 내가 수 영대 다하라 여러 야랑 쇼코는 되니 사차 저크 몽보지 내나다 니마 치드는 강화 몽보 레지다는 되니 남카요는 다 쪽브르조 체용 쪽브르조 되니 지 사만데 소용나 매몽보지 내고요라 다 텐데 치론데 오늘 가송아 그거 등을 따는 남 몽보지 제게 요요레다 이나야 다 지금 잠mol는 거 지금 롤링으로 된다 쳐요데 배 갈려요사래 치르지나 단 잠mol는도 가서 되는 있나 배 반선 로종 취다는 된다 요래 되는 로종 취 된다 요데 다 그런서 또 총몽보즈 언저리요라 다 총몽보즈 언저리요데 되니 다 파르치 유럽 다는데 아메리칸도 소인이나 다 사마다는데 소지 약쇼 인사래 맞수 야노클로마 몽보즈는 용디더니 다 그런서 인치민진더니 내가 전에 등내 인더니 파른 좀 포도더니 지 다치도 카우기 땅만 드더니 사마 지 어디탕 용식 자만 드게 몽보즈 같다 라건도 강타리안 맞수 자물은 뭐 참마가 런건 코리가 런거 도시 쉐데라 런거 대탕라 런거 뉴트라조고 견도 배 고고나 배 칼렌도 옛날에 지금 처음마다 때라서 고나데 인사마레 그 배나 오스트레일리아는 저지나 다 된다 네처다리 뇽뇽인사레 유럽네 옛날에야 된다 네처 뇽뇽신사레 예 다이나야 지 나초 처음마가 조 로미 데튼 거 타달라 지금 맞춘 시즌도 되나 배가 첨부는도
So you could say it's a little bit of both. As from a Buddhist perspective, of course, you would say that the notion of karma, that mainly what you experience is the result of something you've done previously in a previous life, for example. But then, of course, you can look at the current environment and you can see how the environment definitely contributes to your general well-being, but still as a result of karma. So you could say, well, is a socio-economic situation mainly making us ill or making us, causing us suffering? That's maybe not the main reason, but still, it is something that we need to take into account. So, of course, we see the progress, economic, socio-economic progress, but that also comes with a lot of, factories and machinery, and that comes with exhaust, and that is something that is not generally not good for the environment, not good for people. So far in the Netherlands it's been very nice. I found that the air quite clean and not so much exhaust, not as in certain places in China where it is really the sky is often you can't see the sky due to the pollution, and it's also something that the sort of the pesticides and the pollution in food is also something that's a big worry for a lot of people. But this is, of course, so then the environment becomes from sort of the more worldly perspective, it becomes a concern for us all. It's something that people need to study, and we need to realize the effects that are concern for business and progress, what they have, what kind of effect they have. And we see that, for example, regulations with regards to that in Europe and in America, they are a lot better than in other places, and we have less concerns about the food we eat and the air we breathe. But we see that these type of effects is becoming a problem of the world, but it's not everywhere as bad. So Europe, America, Australia, we don't see big problems, and elsewhere we see the results of pollution, and it's something that we need to take into account and we need to take care of. But I wouldn't say it's the main problem of our suffering or our illnesses. Because it becomes an obstacle. Or does it? Or yeah.
다 shirtung nga tsu ma sidang se na teni jikten kamsa jikten kam dana teni chowa shirgu di teni daga da sharlo nursing ma se na di nga tsu rolg chowa shirtang zi yora dan shirtang zi yojin teni ji 당에 여보스 고 마송다 얘네 추바스 간데서 추 중개이나
So you're talking about from like a Buddhist practitioner's point of view, or just more general point of view? The page English.
추바가 저 parchi zojido nachi cheba de karizena ta zo chula lokta tirwa lokta chine tane tariga ta jin sam samnde ji tari drumna tondong maika samji tane mojub jida te parchi nachi chishore sam karizena tane oma jigya na sonyore chirezene na ta chacham char sona lagas retana to lokta shine na tane 다 추대 양도 빠져 죽기 요 말에서 있다 된다 소요래 다 된데 인디 가서 추시에는 오고 되네 지 싫던 게 있나 빼나 다리가 다지 빼나 단 개념 그 돈바에 난자가 되네 다 몽보요라 합자 몽보요라 대소 상마 다리 점나이나 찾긴 추 찾긴 양보를 셈 가르지는 셈 대스라 종 토야라 배 돈덕 첨보요라 레타 있네요. 티 자왕 엄마한테 가르쳐거든요. 저도 전에 추대 머주에 말아 이긴 적이 때 테페 자치 첨보를 같을 때 마임 바거든요. 배낭아서 지금 진등 그 쇼파데 소이나 다지 첨탄다는 첨단 담바된다 최토나 배망게 여보래다. 옛날에 된다 같이 마텀나 따때나 지금 배나 쇼하시야다는 된다 여러 저 베나 사도도야 다는 된다 말아 셔바시 된다 체어라 되는 교식을 줘라 되는 득방가리 있나 되는 단다 치는 초레스 되때 인디 소도 다 셈거 말 만도른 게다는 되는 긴 경원 로긴 같이 보여 거만도 삼다 추바 있나 되는 지금 잠바츠 있나 양 잠바건 롤 카가 뭐 보여라 되는 서로 고만도
So I think generally speaking the biggest obstacle to practicing the Dharma is wrong views. Because what wrong views do is they cause you not to practice, to leave things aside, neglect things. And this is also something that is said in Ayadeva's 400 verses. It says something like, it is very good to practice self-discipline or ethical discipline, but it is worse to, it's better to not have wrong views. Generally speaking, there's different levels of like vows you can take. You can take the upasaka vows, or lay people's vows, or monk vows, nun vows, whatever. And these, with that, you create contributing factors. They basically help you to protect yourself from doing the wrong things. But the most important thing here, the basis of one's practice should be not having the wrong views, because they cause you to do the wrong things and not do the right things. So you find, you hear of monks, ordained people who are very concerned with keeping their vows and self-discipline, moral discipline, but maybe are less concerned with maintaining the right type of views. So, in my view, then wrong views is the thing that we should be most concerned about, because this makes us do negative things. So this is from a Buddhist perspective. How this would translate into sort of worldly business, I'm not sure.
What is the Buddhist perspective on people who kill in war to protect themselves? For example, in the Second World War, soldiers who were on the front, which is usually as close to the enemy that you can see the white in the eye of the enemy. And there's only one rule, it is you are killed or the other. So is there a kind of karmic mercy for all those soldiers who had to kill to survive?
You mean, as in, is it still killing or not, or is it still negative or not?
All the wars.
Basically, the soldiers who are made to kill, who are forced to kill.
Yeah. If you stand in front of the enemy, you are dead or the other is dead.
Ta te kanre na de pena so chopa de niba chembo yen re ten de tela jimsun jamba zerguna yang so jikten ba wan de cheni na yang te shatur mambo zu yo na choko yo re ta yang chuluk wan de cheni na tene paru da sat samya ga samba tena tene joro atona tene tatuk soki wambo te ngak jo ji dana te jin dana to ta sosim dan tene joro atona tatuk dana tene shoko wambo ngak jo josum joro tatuk se tenja zo changsong ne zong te kan tariang no te la ta de narman tene mambosu te chocho pi niba narman da to ngone yoke re tene te dugba de yore ten de shirtong da rang zhong che te tene parolo la ji gorwa tang kangok den da na shi chore re da yin yang da rang zhong che te parolo sa dong gu bi ni ba yo ma re sang ngai de na pena zalang chin ni bi ka bin na ya jamba po chola tene ju ramen da tene saze zora te zoyo na yin na ya koron te la chong kyu she ta ta mong bo yo re de sat 타치도 섭던 거 빙이바 만들고 삼 서고잉이 바만도 소고잉이 바만도 삼래 된디 깡따리양 때니 때니바데 쳐요랬습니다. 니라서 까다였고 아 캄베르가 잡나 공공데 디스카 지금 차가 차가 잡나 그지거 알아 rất ngoma jam na ko re tanang rak ke jaro
so killing actually is always a very negative act, and whatever the reason for that, it's still negative. And we see that in the world, like from a worldly perspective, then certain type of taking life in some cases is not something illegal. So in wars, etc., then there's allowances that, you know, if it is to protect yourself or it's for a different purpose, then it's not something seen as you know, punishable or bad. But from a Buddhist perspective, if you have the motivation to kill, if you then actually do the action of killing, you know, you go about killing, and also the final act, the person actually dies, then that makes a complete sort of cycle of the action or the action of killing. So you can say, yeah, there are allowances when you say when it's out of self-defense, then it's different. But when the motivation is there to kill another, and you actually complete it, then in any case it is a negative act.
Hi there, my name is Obi, and I'm wondering if there is another way to cleanse your karma instead of suffering.
따때 네테나 파르nga chokat서들은 장는 거뭐 망보 지가 드니 레 게와 주니나 드니 대와 종교도도 드니 레 마게와 주니나 등은 종교도 파르치아서 근데 김선도 고고 말해 담 먹고째도 먹고제 소 당아 소 락소 코리 드니 김선 뭐보자 특요라 드니 다 총총인디네 드니 센드실리 김제가도 락소 취야가 드니 그 지롭종 체사다 드니 요 말해 드니 아직 아총 코리 그 르네 대양 파르치아 대양 지 센드실리 김제 요사가 드니 코리 메반르다 몸차 드니 나지 시르나 센드시고 드니 레 게트거 디 탈라 똑바요지도 다 파르치아 로총 몽보즈 그 된자가 똑바 요거래 똑바 된자 요거래 가르제나 마총 추샤니나 당보 똑바 요래 되네 똑바데 저하고 되네 랑게 조랑시 상로당 되네 쪼바죠 되네 름지 다리 달레나 레트근 제버 먹게 왔던 종 만나 먼종 데 강롱들라 타초지가 되네 땅케르 시어 보게 용래 된자인데 땅 눈에 장네 회나가라 상로당나더니 달 레짐제도 문이 요래 상고요 대여지대양 런커그 추라 답바 대바 잠스 많이 막아 땅 문이가 되네 이 롱다 르바 다 된저고 되니 그런데 되니 단데 요사래 가르제나 베나 나초 뭐멍보요나 파마 집바이나 보니요라 데 보니가 그체 나마가 다리 레데 되니 우마이나 다리 파마니까 그 지기 멍보서 자가요래다 옛나야 보니까 그다 대화던 등을 얘는 자가요 말해 데 먼저지기 짐슨데 그런 수 건식이 감나 레 요노 되거래 막 도제면 데 마임바 다 되니 셰고니나 다 가스데랑 차르 바기나 데 셰탑고요 말해 데인데 가서 출르 바기나 데 사로즈도 되니 셰탑고요래 데 샤노 때야 땅아 춘초와가 줬대 되니 냠뇽 질런시니나 자가 만에 상로 땅에 나페 라초 여보 용거요래 데나 ngetena tari te goa lenjida na tela jimji shigida pe ka chimbore tani che trawa shistang de che yar jane trawa shigida te yaborendo.
So first of all, about karma, then generally speaking, I mean, there is this notion that good actions bring about happiness and bad actions bring about suffering. This is something that a lot of people already sort of have an understanding of. They find this a reasonable thing, and this is something that we see, also from you see that studying brings about something, or certain actions in the environment bring about certain results. So we see that how that sort of works, but then with the action, or sort of the working of cause and effect, it is actually very good to. We hear a lot about karma, and we hear a lot of stories, but it's actually very good to start with this sort of doubt, thinking, how does this work exactly? Because doubt leads to questions, and questions leads to investigating and discussing and thinking and understanding, and then to a certain point, at a certain point you come to some kind of understanding or conclusion. And Kenji says, I personally, I really believe that the working of cause and effect, karma, exists. That it is really does work, and this is not out of faith. This is not for me not an assumption, because it is part of Buddhism, but it is on the basis of studying and making certain arguments, thinking about that. And you can see that the workings of karma also just more in the world. For example, if you have two children from the same parents, you see that their levels, who basically have the same environmental conditions, they have very different experiences. In some might be one might be happier than the other might have more misfortune than the other. So it is if you look at how these things work, at one point you come to sort of an understanding that these things really function the way they are explained, and it becomes very clear for you. But this is something that is a process, and that is something that you sort of practice in doing, thinking about how karma, how the workings of law and effect, or the working of cause and effect, how it works exactly.
Tare shapa shha shikitela pena ta ngatsong Beijing nangteng ge shapa shikito zu nimbo toje ta tene tenji tobze tene pena dorji senwan denji nam khagom니다 lamagum dang ge shha shikite tene tare ta sun 준비 또 mama rang dugba 치치치요나 데라페 조바 잡고지게 데레 tene sorchi pirto yana ta chinchong e tenri dugba 치 먹ong samne tene tamja soju 데레 tene nimbo 근도 쇼피스톱 제기도 다 간지선 거나 tene 페나 dorji senwa rang tene ndonji namkhala kumne tene ti shinlobla tene rang dugtrap 박찹 소마도 말 딱송 삼니 된다 다 드스 배우종 드스 배우종 된다 군땅 요래 다 된다 전에나요 시하이나 그 ರಂ기 뜻바티 손다 나고래 대 마음바 같더니 야르 영지 참 돈번을 쓰이나 이 ರಂ그 샘지 내일라 샘거 파르다네 네 동반이 징오라 드니 스체치도 냠버르잖네 드니 ರಂ그 샘지 오 점버시 ta te na yang tak ni la yang tak ta yang tak thong la number 2 je yang tak bi ngo la yang tak ber ta ni na yang tak ba den thong di number 2 ju re zi ta te dis chi gum nyam ne yabo yo san ri na te ni shwa tin ra yong re kan ri tin ra ma un na nyem bo to ji go ne shba she na pe yabo yo re.
But then it is this karma. It is also possible to purify this, and within our system in Tibetan Buddhism, there is a sort of a way of purifying karma on the basis of the 4 forces or the 4 powers, which then starts with doing something positive. So that's, you could say, well, this is meditating on Vajrasattva, or reciting the mantra of Vajrasattva, purifying mantra, or visualizing your teacher. The second then is the power of remorse, so feeling regretful about what you've done. And the third is making the promise, basically saying, well, I've done something negative and I'm not going to do it again. And the last is the force of the antidote, which can be a number of things, but one would be to visualize Vajrasattva and then visualize the stream of nectar going down, and being blessed by the stream of nectar, by which then you visualize that your negative karma is purified. So it's a way of practicing. So these are the 4 forces or 4 powers that you can employ to purify your karma. Alternatively, you can also focus in order to purify on the state of your mind, to meditate on the real nature of your mind, the true nature of your mind, by which you can become liberated, and by which this type of practice can you can also purify with. But again, then you also have the 4 powers. These are both ways to purify karma.
I have a question about mind dharma, or I think it's gongta. How does it work? Where is it stored, and how does it go from the past to the future?
Gongta de mamo music ko yo mene na nge tendra lanta tendra mar lamna yo te am music ko roji mare.
Maybe for the people who have not heard of mind dharma, then maybe if I say something, then maybe you still not understand about mind dharma treasures.
Ta ina yang gongter de karizende shina nga chung khasa teren gande ngorun boche ga ta terma pe mambo yora pe na renchen term so ta pe pe mambo yore tene pe yorna tene tertun yarsa tertun yada jet samza ko tene pe mambo yore tene koranso te terchu te one ta nga ji 심직 심 용케 지 심직 시안르지나 tene koran ko ji pe yore te maim baga ta termagal urjinde thakar dranganguni ji ko kabun yore yena so gongter zide tene ta ngurun boche gtene perna tare chukan wajita ta maon nerkamna tene mara ta titsud mo garson di mara nyam rora ta te manyim bi chetna to tene semgi sangwa tela tare ta mara je ta semgi sangwa tela ter to range o chuzgon re perna ngachu kanezera perna ta techu mombo ngare to tene namki khamna be nyuje yore ngare to tene chonong la be range o je yore tene ngare to tar Japanese that re. Tani gongter zikita tani ta tiki sangwa imzut de la ningi kagi sang imzut de la tani khanju densi chapa ge tawe nan tani tenda re para ba yo ra tani tenda re ba yo re tenda yendi tani ta ti tertun te tiso ngichin za thondi tani kurang ta datab na jam ra tani tani 다 되게 섬존네 되네 엄마 거는 뭐 지금 몰름지 또네 저스타와 전도 레요 비 테스트에서 양 되네 칸로 다 추경 때도 때라서 되네 다 그러네 되네 다 된다 그러네 되네 럼지 다 되네 다 도리용 좀 뭐요래 아마 베나 띵건 캔서는 뭐 제너라에 나랑 한번 중매 편소에 나라 콩 넘버 소에 나더니 다 공ter 빼 뭐뭐 요래 tani pena ngurun bochiga ne chaprichan sachare thonsong tani tate ngoni jiting gi tsartana che tani techute rangkhar ka thoyong ji randa tani mombo yore pena ngayin kambo jingbang trawan rogon de tani thare samgone ne tani gongter pe mombo zgi ge thopa yore.
So these treasures, these are generally speaking left by Padmasambhava, by Guru Rinpoche, and so these are treasures left by him a long time ago, and then later on there are people who reveal these treasures. So these can be texts or other physical things, or of course meaning. And there have been at least 100 treasure revealers, people who reveal these treasures in the past. And this is a big topic of research. You can look at how this has happened in the past. Then you also have this mind treasure. So these treasures, you could say, stored on the continuum of a person by Padmasambhava. And in order for these particular teachings not to be lost, so the idea is that teachings, they degenerate and they go lost, and then when the time is right, they can be revealed by the right type of person. So you have these sort of physical treasures, and these are found by treasure revealers from the sky or from a lake or from a rock. But then you also have the mind treasures that are then stored on the mental continuum of a disciple of Padmasambhava. And then when the time is right, and the time is sort of announced by there being all kinds of signs, then this sort of becomes revealed. So when there's sort of this can be triggered by other people or dakinis and other things that happen, or being at a specific holy place or like a pilgrimage place that is associated with Padmasambhava. And then these type of treasures can be revealed. So there's some, in modern times, also famous treasure revealers such as Dilbu Khyentse Rinpoche and of course Jigme Phenshu Rinpoche, who have then, traveling to specific places, started to, say, remember things or come up with things that have been, stored in the past, and that's sort of how a lot of these cycles of treasure cycles have come about.
This is a question that I got two of us. If karma works, can we get what we want by planting the seed of karma? So such as if you want to get rich, then you make people rich first, such as if you want to have a company, then you provide a company to run with people. And also we heard that if you do good things, specific good things, in accordance with what you want, and you think about your good deeds, instead of forgetting about it, thinking about it, emphasize this, and then the state of karma will grow crazily, and then you will get what you want this life, but not next life. We just don't know if this is true. We will look a little bit into the tradition of the academy, because they are very young, but this must be a concern of many worldly people here, which is like that. Thank you.
다 맞송 신나 레즈기데네 드니 넘버 몽보즈요레 드니 주테페 가르즌 테 나카 몽보즈요레 랭가레드 드니 첸데드웨 통춤 용저지 첸달라 드르네 드니 첸디 동아더니 다 랑가 좀바준나 조밥 곰나더니 샤가칸 좀나요 목sur그 니바침보즈 첸디 동아 용매요지 된라요레 드네요 랭가레도 드니 첸데 드르네 쳄시마야 드니 기니 용저 드니 기니 드니 지마다리 용 기와 추마 베나 참메피레 파사 파마사 팔라 소바시는 된라요레 드네요 랭가직 때네 다 지마 다리 세르 몽보고 지니 뇽게 다 된제양 다리 랭가레 요레 베나 다 디솔로 야차 몽보 손에더니 레테 넘버 용게 된자양 요레 드네요 랭가직 때다 님보 라만라 그 차송디더니 아마 뇽 이바 있나요 지마 다리 뇽을 망이바 단 뇽이 이바 메바 된제양 랭가레 요레 그때인데 마수 가성되는 거 뭐만 보스 그 달레 김지스 기도 연치민치미 그 체인들라 되네 뭐바 뭐보요레 베나 가리가 짐바 동야도는 따페 체인들라 여러 식보조야던 되네 조파 곰나야는 체인들라 지금 랑 지야 보용아 되네 딘자다는 대진도는 지 잔라 로바시네 나지 랑가 켐탑데 대조지 토모용아 딘자 산산레다 이나요 다 레지기도 베나 샹바가 되네마레 사원 시카 사원 살라탐니나테 동카마 토제마나 디츠 통통스 그런 만도요 말에 되네 되네 땅아 수추그나나 제네나 나마카르키 타티 릴라토 시마카르키 타티 릴라토제 까마칸자인 타타가 다리 리텔라테나 코레 되네 시마칸자인 타가 타타가 정가 레소코 kin데라테나 코레 소요레 된자인디 저 저 몽망치와 베나 사식수소네나 초마가 지금 레짐지기도 지금 테마터데 하면 영원 저차요레 삼거요레다 따때 지금 직된거 좀 저릭단 리모 사원 말한데나한테 레라보 차요 말아 되네다 할란사찬에 때 장바 요 말에서 오늘 장바 요래서 오늘 간래야 고만도 가슴 가리지는데 배 장바 몽보요래데 가리는 나나 장바 요 말에서 정말 탕래데 간래 고만도 다 가서 장바 같으니 사원 거 배전에나 레텔라 배 고지요래.
So we talk about karma here, and then it's important to know that there's different types of karma, also in the way they ripen. So you have karma that you do in this life, and that it actually comes to fruition in this life. But you also have karma, the second type of karma, that only comes to fruition in the life after this life. And then the third type of karma is basically the karma that ripens in the life after the next life, or the lives after the next life, and you don't know when this is. It may be hundreds of years or hundreds of lifespans. And then it is also not necessarily that you will be able to actually experience the result of the karma you do. You know, there you might do something in the meantime that destroys that. when you speak of karma that you experience in this life, then we often, that you can experience in this life, and we often think of generosity, and that is something that you will get back, or being patient. That that's an attractive quality. So this is something that you can experience in this life. But it is something that, and also like when we help other people, that we get good company and help back. But it is something that generally is not experienced straight away. When you think of it in terms of, planting a seed, then when you plant a seed, still you have to wait for harvest time. And from a Dharma perspective, what we say is, if you want to know what kind of karma you've done in the past, look at your present circumstances. If you want to know what you will become in the future, look at what you do now, your current actions. So this is something, and it's you see a lot of people in the East have this idea of karma, that actually they want the direct experience, the results of karma, that you do something and you want to see the results of it. But it doesn't work like this. So you plant something as a farmer, and you then have to wait for it to grow, and only then you can harvest it. And actually I don't know whether you get this sort of simile, because in the Netherlands I've seen a lot of meadows and plains, but actually no farms so far. So I wonder whether there are farmers at all. But it is, you can think of it as planting a seed.
Can you repeat the last sentence? Planting the seed.
You can think of it as planting a seed.
Sorry?
Planting a seed. Yeah.
You can?
Yes.
Doing an
Yes, you
action.
can. Yes. Okay.
Doing an action is planting a seed.
The last question?
Yes, please. There's the book Always Present by Khenpo Jigme Phuntsok Rinpoche, the founder of Lagon. And in that book, there's a motto. Khenpo Sodaji has translated that book. He has written it and made it available in English. And there's a motto, and it says the following, I have it here. Do not lose your own path. Do not disturb others' minds. So this motto, I know it's from Khenpo Jigme Phuntsok, and I'm interested to know how this came about, why this is a motto, what is its meaning, and why is it important?
땅아초 근데 가모 중에 분석 걸 롬마 참마 그때 빼 가르침버서 저거 요래 가르지나 콩그 다 롬마 용로 송시 참마 거더니 다 치타마 친직마 거다리 그 측대 차요래 가르스는 콩르 다 근데 공바 마존에 파치르니마 얼가지 열면서 그 혼도 근데 이 공바 조디 된데나 야낙 천도가 많고 나는 공바 조래 옛날에 때니 야르 가르로 때니 카버 틀리판 때 티노나 때니 로마초라 때니 송시 타마즈 조요래 때니 송시 타마근 주르돔 데라 콩그 다 장츠 마셔 랑그 측대 셔만조 때니 장그 셈데 마측 때 송요래 that rangi rang pena rang chupa jin chupa tsig yore chupa tsig de ma shur tene rang pena tani shawa kang jam ke zi na rang de la rang lam lik zi yo ra rang gi lam pe na nga popa zi na popa ga rang chuk da ma shur tani nga gergin zi na gergin de la yang rang chuk zi yo de rang chuk de ma shur pe na nga su sang lo ta na te pe to mongbo zi la re chok yo re sang do tani ma kang shawa kang da kang na rang ga chuk me chur ki da pe kar chen bo re sang ga to chi re tani chuk ni ba de tani 다 장기 셈마트 가수 샤와 카운드럼네 나더니 여러 공마라 여러 깊거리 조시와도 나더니 람님 솔라야나 파라튼 시와도 더니 공마 솔라야나야 지 샹경 시와 덴라이 소니 나더니 잠바스야나 셈트고 요마라 당가송 가서데런 잠볼은 것더니 다 멘트 조야다 나더니 체산이들이 야르컵다 야르컵파르네야나 다 뉴트라몬보조이 단트고 조어레 더니 총산에 따리가 zama pansa pardana tani tari omenchuk mambozo yore tani zame zoni nante omenchuk mambozo yora ta teyana janga semchuk tani nga tsu te jansim machik ziki de chongsane ringi cham tsangdana girgim pardana tani chesane zamo langa masiga warna yang tarong yara chene na jan pena tandru riginde tsuina ya shamkyong shegungduwa ta tenja indi ta kongga songshit somaga nanga tama tere tani nga tsu yena teni penanga larong garne ne na zo kongge chu song jo te rang chu ma sho janse ma chu ji de te ngarong chu pena chesan de latin lob ching na ne na te ke yang wo de par chi lob tra ga te la sha zu wen zhen jo se ra ke yang ge zong ze ba de ke yang chi jo de lob tra ga na ji zu wen jo ge de ngarong chu pena garne na de kamo ji me ba zo gong ba zo song de teni dang nga chu 보바진기다 추바진기가 랑스기셔르면이스 되니 나랑초야 지금 잠바 초라 다리가 셈마치고에나 판바를 줬는데 예제이다 미수지 직산전 산들다는 되니 수부터 뜻죄게요래 근데 다 공급대 손시 총마가 타마데레 된디 지 가르침본도 때라요 고지용 몸보스 되니 추쇼고용 고지 몸보스 요래 되니 직된 쇼고는 랑커 gegen na da loma na da se na ra la mi chig da ma shure jamba la yan bo tun shi ni na mo ya bo zin yong de gere sam gyo de sam chre yo.
So this phrase or this motto is very important for us as followers, as students of Jigme Phuntsho Rinpoche. And it's for us all important. The reason why it is so significant is that this basically came out of the last thing that Khenpo Jigme Phuntsho communicated with his disciples, his followers, before he passed away. He passed away in a military hospital in Chengdu in China, but 5-6 days before his passing, he had a telephone call with people at Lorungar, and this is basically the summary of what he said. This is one of the last things that he said. Don't lose your, well, it's translated as lose your own path. It can mean actually many different things, and don't disturb the minds of others. So your own path, it could mean your practice, your Dharma practice, but it can also mean, like, if you are Tibetan, then don't lose your Tibetanness. So, and you could even take that as, if you are a teacher, don't lose your identity as a teacher, be a teacher, basically. So it has some reflection on the sort of notions of identity. And then for, don't disturb the minds of others, then you can take this again on many different levels. Most basically that you don't disturb others, but also knowing that that the way, thinking about the way you treat other people, that you treat other people above you with respect, that you treat people on the same level with kindness, and people who are in a less profitable situation than you with compassion, and that you, and then again levels, you can think of nation states. I mean, the wars are because other people's mind, people are disturbed. Are caused by all these disturbances on smaller levels, family level. Then one is not to disturb the minds of others that come between couples and so on. And then even you can think about it for yourself in your direct relationships, but also how people in the world should behave, but even the way we treat animals, for example, that we treat them right, that we don't disturb them. So the significance of this thing is that it's the last thing that Jigme Phuntsho Rinpoche said, and that is why it has become so important in Lalungar itself. And just as a lot of institutions and schools, universities, they have this they have a university motto or school motto, something that students there can take and think about, and something that is significant. So this has become do not lose your own path and do not disturb other people's minds. This has become our motto, the motto of Lalungar, basically keeping one's own identity as whatever you are, and trying, so not harming others, trying to help others where you can. And the nice thing about this sort of last speech by Khenpo Jigme Phuntsho is that you can take it in a sort of from a religious point of view, from a worldly point of view, and just in any type of way.
Yeah, I was wondering, because you mentioned in the foreword that there was only a few teachings remained, and that it's a collection of teaching. I was just wondering how you went about it and how you collected these things and how you made the choices for the chapters and that eventually became this book.
근데 shirtang kong 근데 송추도 mambo yore. Yore da ina ngama de mabon bo che ge shardam te song de tene kong ge tene songshit tene ta wong kur zeder mambo yore. Te zeder nge 당에 용시즈 tene kong ge loma chola ta takar ge tene ka kyoin nan ja ge jaltam yin nan ja ge te jin de la sha yin nan ja tinda so yore. shirtang kong ge songshit de mambo yore da ina yan ti na ne ta 용시즈 tene parchir loma so yana takar ge gilla pamba yo ba ge ne ngari yore. Tene darong mambo yore da ina yan ta ti na ne kong ge ga jun shya de mambo yore la sha de mambo yore. Tene 당에 나 지금 발제 갑전 시선 가리 연에 나때 플로마서 판바 요지를 삼고요. 당선 말은 좀 무슨 나런 게 좀데 뭐이 허선가요 말에. 근데 공을 감보장에는 아마 근데 로마가 탁걸 거는 지금 단 먼저 사다는 근데 야보 마인 봐. 된다 소인 나더니 배나 맞서 보여나 더니 다 아티샤 더니 다 공기에 나 도마촌 배 잘담이나 타거가 손지 소리요래. 근데 가리스니 나도 갑견시 노도 라마금 추인세 기담 상토가 그렇게도 담가금 추인세 기요래. 다 된다서 따와는 지금 송가리도 된다요나 여보라고 삼는 때는 텝당어도 된다 쇼주신 때는 텝 잠만가리 요래단다 다로야 디소크도 저 코마소.
So these maybe shall I hold up the book or something? We know what we're talking about. So what is in this book? They're basically short. The idea is that these are all sort of short instructions, advice, things like that, and also criticism. And the idea is for for the disciples, the students of Jingme Pinsu University, that it is something that you can sort of directly hits home, and I call it their criticisms, and he was actually always keen to point out the things that were not being done all right, things that were going wrong. He was keen to point out, criticize others, and as we say, and this is something that we, for example, see with other masters, Buddhist masters coming to Tibet. For example, Atisha, when he, what we have from his teachings is that he was actually, the way he taught, he was directly addressed the disciples, his followers, and also interacted with what they were not doing right. So basically these are short, I selected, of course there's many more of these short instructions, criticisms, because we say the criticisms is the best teacher. Sometimes you can, especially when it comes from your own master or your own lama, then it's something that you will immediately take to heart. So this is the reason why, and also these are short. It's something we can all easily sort of digest. But there's many more, and I've just chosen. Still, I had to make a choice, a selection of this.
Maybe it's time to.
So yes, you can.
So, first of all, I'd like to, on behalf of us all, thank Khenpo for his willingness to meet with us. So thank you very, very much. I would like to express once again all of our thanks, and we should express our thanks to Dr. Janse for her willingness to jump in and translate. Thank you.